Are other people going to join this session?
Sorry, I don't know if I don't didn't understand the question, but well, I think we can start now. It's 2:05. Welcome everyone. Welcome to this information session about the Open Lab rolling call organized by the Open Lab Council within CIVIS. The goal is just to explain what the call is for, how to apply, and what's the support the Open Labs can give to you if you want to apply. So, first, a small word, but I think most of us are familiar, but in case not all of us are familiar with CIVIS and Open Labs, just a few words about that. So, CIVIS is an alliance of 11 universities in Europe and 6 associate members in Africa. And this is a long journey through many things, but also through the Open Labs. And we will see right now what's going on. But so we have 11 university, Marseille, Athens, Bucharest, Brussels, Madrid, Rome, Stockholm, Tübingen, Glasgow, Salzburg, and Lausanne in Europe. And our 6 associate members in Africa, Makerere in Uganda, um, Maputo, Casablanca, Sfax, Dakar, and Johannesburg in South Africa. So this is a lot of different things, but among these things, 11 open labs. So the open labs goal is mainly to bridge academia with society. And if we look at most activities that are developed, we can put them in 3 different categories: participatory research, service learning programs, and design thinking programs. So we give support on mostly on this methodology and more broadly on this link with the outside of typical academia. Um, that's the reason of existing of these open labs. So the support that Open Labs can offer is to help you to identify partner locally uh, in the city, in the surrounding of the university, but also across the alliance. We are a network, so we work together and we help to build consortiums between different universities and give an international dimension to these kind of methodologies. We can support in helping in the project building, um, and especially with the international connection, but we are here to also to help to develop the project. And our main instrument is the Open Lab Rolling Call, and that's what we are detailing to you today. Depending on the Open Labs, you can have additional support. As Open Labs are not they are diverse. They have different type of activities. More some are more specialized in design thinking, others in service learning, other in participatory research. So there are some variation. But depending on the Open Labs, you can have some methodological support, some infrastructure access. Is the Open Lab as some infrastructure to put at your service, and also to visualize the methodologies, so participatory research, service learning, and design thinking activities. So that's for the Open Labs within CIVIS. So now just to have a general description of the call. The main goal of the call is to strengthen the connection between member universities and local communities to foster participatory, inclusive, and impactful collaboration. So, what we are interested in is actually transnational projects. So we want to give this kind of methodology a transnational dimension and work together on these. We are in this global perspective. We are interested in global issues, but with local answer, or at least partial answer, contributing jointly to this view, this perspective. Who can apply? Actually, any academic researcher or staff member of CIVIS University can apply to the call, but the consortium should be from at least 3 CIVIS universities. As always in CIVIS, we need to be at least 3. This number also includes the African associated partners, so they can be part of the consortium totally here and count as the 3 if it's the minimum. So, what kind of activity can be funded by this call? 3 main types here. You can use the fund to promote and disseminate methods, so through a training program on service learning, participatory research, design thinking. You can organize a workshop on specific themes and inviting researchers, local communities, local authorities, stakeholders on several issues. Or you can even draft small, mostly small, because of the amount of this funding, collaborative projects. That could be a pilot for another project, for example, but this is possible to have some collaborative project also within the frame of this call, including external organization to co-develop solution. We are particularly, of course, interested in the inclusion of local partners in this kind of setups. A project could go outside of these 3 main elements if it fits the requirement of the course, and given the imagination, we are open labs, we are quite open about new ideas that you can have and what you would like to apply for. But we will come in a minute to the requirements. So, what can be funded? You can fund mainly 3 things. You can fund mobilities. Restriction may apply actually, depending on the combination, but mostly for Europe now only funding, unfortunately. You can move staff, you can move students from one university to another, and you can also move guests, especially coming from stakeholders, for example. But on one important condition is that the mobility should be managed by one university. So it's not possible to transfer money to third parties. So first, mobilities. Second, you can spend some staff cost, and I insist on that. You can have some funding for the personnel which is already employed. So we cannot hire new people for Open Lab project, unfortunately. But you can save some money to dedicate for the time of a PhD student that is working on a project, for a time of a research assistant, or for yourself as an academic as well, to cover the coordination cost and things like that. Third type of things is everything that could go under the category of service providers, consumables. So if you organize events, you might need money to rent a room for the catering, to capture things in videos, in graphic support. If you want to have a nice deliverable at the end, you want to have a publication, things like that can also be funded through this call. What you cannot do with the funding is to purchase new equipment that will last after the project. That's not possible. Transfer to third parties, as I mentioned already, and to engage new personnel. Who can be funded? Unfortunately, and this is the rule with European funding, only European Union CIVIS universities can benefit from the subsidies. So non-European universities can participate, but with their own funding. For the University of Glasgow and the University of Lausanne, they both have dedicated budgets to take part in the project, so the process is at the end very similar. For the associated partners in Africa, there it's depending on the university, uh, but they will have to provide the funding if they want to contribute in these kind of activities. Um, if there is no spending, of course, they also welcome to take part in this. There is no issue about that. But there is no transfer from European money here to non-European Union universities. How much can be spent? Actually, there is no specific amount, no specific limit by project, but each European Union university has 80,000 euros available for Open Lab project, and budget should be proportionated in regard with the expected impact of the project. And basically, how the project are built is that we combine the resources of different universities. So we mostly have projects ranging from 5,000 to 40,000 euros, combining part of the budget of different universities. So it depends on the money still available in your own university, and the situation differs from one university to another. That there is some room for new project. There is still money in most universities. But yeah, some are more limited than others because this is an already ongoing funding. You can combine this funding with others. So if you have local fundings, no issue. It's actually a very good idea. But take care that we cannot have double funding from European sources. It's a general rules about European funding, so no double funding on that. If you want to combine, okay with local sources, other sources at the European Union, but not two from the European Union. Okay, so that's the very general presentation for the call. Here are now the requirements. So the main requirements, well, there are three of them, but the first main requirement is that the application should be aligned with CIVIS WP2 and WP4 objectives. So behind these European languages, work package names, what we expect is that the project contribute to civic engagement and challenge-based education, helps to bridge between academic world and stakeholders, help to set up tools to tackle societal challenges, establish knowledge co-creating teams, insist on co-creation with local and global partners, and facilitate the involvement of global and local associated partners. And specifically, we, in the context of Open Lab project, is to build this interaction between communities, societal stakeholders, and have co-creation actually. Also boosting civic engagement and specifically support citizen science project. That's how it is framed in the CIVIS 2 application. But more broadly to participatory research, which is a bit broader than only citizens science. So first, be aligned with CIVIS goals. Second, at least involving 3 different CIVIS universities, that's a condition. Third condition is to only have eligible cost, but we are here also to help you to draft the application accordingly. And also, the project must be completed by the 13th of September 2026. So why this deadline is that because we will have to do the reporting for the end of CIVIS 2 project. And so that's why we cannot allow projects terminating after this deadline. It's likely that this call will be renewed in the next application of CIVIS, CIVIS 2 Plus and CIVIS 3. At least we hope for it, but at the moment we cannot know that. And that's why also this deadline of the 13th of September. Okay, so with these criteria that should absolutely be met, we have additional criteria, and at least one of them should be met. So your project should have some co-construction aspect with external partners, have a clear civic engagement dimension, involve an associated member of university in Africa, um, or you have already an existing pilot that can be scaling up, or is aligned a project that is aligned with one of the CIVIS up teams, and you have the list over here. So if you have at least one of these aspects present in your application, it's okay. If you have more than one, it's better. But at least one is requested to apply. Additionally to these general rules, local requirements may apply. So depending on the university, it's possible that there is some specific rules regarding the budget use. And of course, the remaining budget varies, as I said, between universities. So how to apply? First thing is that you need a consortium of eligible individuals from at least 3 serious universities, and the Open Lab coordinators, there is one in each university, can help you to build this consortium. So if you look for some profile of individual, we can ask our colleagues, and the networks will help to help you to find a consortium for your project. How to apply? Actually, the call is open every month continuously. So you can apply whenever you want, but each end of the month we have a deadline, and the next month start the evaluation process. The evaluation process takes about 1 month, and then you have your answer. Before it has to go to steering committee and management committee. It's not the case anymore, so the process is now faster than before. To apply, you need to contact the Open Lab coordinator. It's very important because the Open Lab coordinator will check the budget, the eligibility, and the feasibility of your project, and will also make the connection with the institutional coordinators also for budget issues. So it's very, very important that the Open Lab coordinators are in the loop when designing the project, just to ensure things will go okay according to the rules, and not to avoid losing time in the evaluation process if the application is already checked before. It's much safer, of course. And as I said, the coordinators can help you with the list of contacts they have, and they will help you finding the partners, but also in preparing the application. You have here a list, and you can find it on the document of the call and on the website, the list of the Open Lab coordinators for each university. And for the representative of, and for the associate members in Africa, we have representative. That's not formally, these are not formally Open Labs, but people of contact that you can reach, and when also that can help to build partnerships on this. And so at the end, what you need is a project proposal, and there is a draft available just to frame the proposal according to the form. You will need a budget, and there is a budget template available as well, a timeline, and you will need, it's important, a support letter from each university taking part in the consortium, except for associate partners, but for each European university, you will need this letter of support that should be signed by the local Open Lab coordinator and the institutional coordinator. So basically, this is managed by the Open Lab coordinators for you. but it's very important that this is in the final application. In the case you submitting the application yourself, it's really important that these letters are in the application. You will find the form online on the website, and we will put that on the chat later. No worries. The evaluation criteria. So there are two steps of qualification criteria. So we look basically if it meets WP2, WP4 objectives. We look if there is an actual multilateral transnational dimension, so at least 3 universities, and we check if we have the letters of commitment from every partner involved. So if these criteria are met, we go through the evaluation scoring system that you can find in detail in the guideline. Basically, this is the question that's aligned with the form and the description of WP2 and WP4 and what we expect of a project. So, do we have a nice dissemination plan and things like that? But you will have all the details on the document. I won't go here except if you have a specific question about that. But um, you will find all the details over there. So maximum score is 38. The minimum score is 19 to pass. There is an evaluation committee of 5 people, the chair of the Open Lab Council, the representative from CIVIS management, one from the WP4, and one from the expert group on service learning, and one of the expert group of civic engagement. So 5 people to evaluate. Quite luxury evaluation actually nowadays, but yeah. Then after the evaluation, what's happening? If it is accepted, you will receive an email, a notification by the Open Lab Council chair or its delegate with the feedback and an official notification letter. We ask you to sign it, and once it's signed, you have to send it back to the email address that is here. Of course, we'll explain that in every communication. And from that point, you can start your project. If the project is not accepted, you can reapply. There is no issue about that. And normally, you will also receive a feedback. We ask evaluators to provide some feedback, especially in the case an application is not accepted. All right, and so then implementation things. If you pass all these steps and the application is accepted, it's very good. We are very happy to have you contributing to the Open Lab project. And you can start as soon as this letter, as I mentioned, is sent back. We have a few requirements, but that's not so much. A first one, which is very important because we are in a European project, so we ask for having the CIVIS logo and the Confunded by the European Union logo in all communication. It's very important and that these criteria are met. We ask for regular collaboration with the Open Lab coordinators. So the Open Lab coordinators will help you in the implementation as well, not only in drafting the project, but we will do the follow-up with you and help you to transmit some information for communication, for example, at the CIVIS level, and also to disseminate your results. Because we are not only interested in having your project done, it's already very great, and we will be very happy with that. But we are also interested to learn about what the methods and what you are doing there and to exchange with us. So the idea is to have this regular collaboration. And finally, we have a small reporting that is requested. So a midterm report that is which will be very small actually, which is more to see whether things are going smoothly and if there are some issue that needs adjustments, but very short, no more than 2 pages. And finally, a final report, which is a narrative report. So we are interested in your result, of course, but having a view on what you have done. The format will be given later on. and other communication. But it's a lump sum funding. So we're not interested in the detail of to what you use the money, even if there is this budget we ask for, but we are not interested in having the receipts and things like that. But we are interested in seeing what you did with the money. So a narrative report for the final report.